Coming into this game between the Sabres and the Lightning, there was a lot on the line. Tampa has been on a little bit of a slower run since coming back from the break, while the Buffalo Sabres have hit the ground running, riding a 6-game winning streak. Sabres have been the best story of the year so far, while a lot of people are taking Tampa to come out of the East. But this game means a lot because whoever wins this takes the top spot of the Atlantic Division. So let's jump right into it. A few minutes into the game, Tampa's going to take a run at Tage Thompson after the whistle. Right away, we're going here. The Sabres jump in, and we got a dog pile not even 5 minutes in to the game. Out of all the mess emerges Darren Radish and Rasmus Dahlin going for a tilt. Radish gives him a couple of rights. We'll give him the dub for that one, as Dahlin looked like the little brother flailing around in his jersey. But that's okay. He's the captain. He gets in the mix, and that's all you can ask for. Now, the first power play of the game goes to Buffalo, and right away they get to work. They win the draw, swing it down low to Josh Doan, and watch how they isolate the lone defender at the net. Against a diamond PK, the down low and across play is the biggest threat. So as Benson shifts down, this basically becomes a mini 2-on-1. McDonough actually plays it well, but this sick puppy and Josh Doan says, I'm just going to tuck that right on the top shelf short side. How are you? 1-0 Sabres on the power play. Hot start, and it gets even hotter. Not even a minute later, Scott Sabourin decides he wants to drop the mitts with Sam Carrick, the new Sabre acquired at the deadline. They throw them down, exchange a couple, and Sabourin says, let's go here. These guys hate each other because the next shift, Johansson covers the puck and Krebs just starts hacking at him. Yeah, that's rule number 1, pal. You can't do that, and here we go again. Another dog pal. You got guys on the bottom of the scrum throwing punches at each other. It's complete mayhem, and the Stripes are sweating their balls off trying to keep things under control. Finally, they start pulling guys out to go to the box. They think it's over, and then Hagel goes back at Krebs, and they decide to drop the gloves for real. Hagel gets him down and starts chucking fists at him while Krebs is on the ice. You don't do that unless you absolutely hate each other, and these guys truly do. Not even 10 minutes into this game, and Tampa only has 8 guys left on the bench, and that's because all of them are sitting in the penalty box. So the first period is on crack. Fantastic stuff with the Sabres up 1-0. Let's see if the second period lives right up to the hype, and here we go again. This time it's Chernak and Kesselring saying, let's have a Rochambeau of our own here. Quick little judo throwdown, get in the box for 5. KeyBank Arena is absolutely ecstatic, but don't you dare sit down because we dropped the puck again, and we got a fight this time between Beck Mallenstein and the 792-year-old worm himself, Corey Perry. Both boys are chucking him, but Mallenstein catches Perry and he goes down. Sabres fans are losing it. What the hell is going on here? Well, I'll tell you, because the Sabres power play begins to take over the game. Second goal is all about the entry here. Watch Josh Norris gain the zone to drop to Thompson, and look at the truck stick he lays on the line here to open up that tiny bit of space at the blue line. He says, sit down, pal. That opens up room for Thompson to beat his man one-on-one and then feed Dahlin down the chute. And Dahlin turns into a sleazy salesman. Don't believe a damn thing this guy is showing you or selling you. He shows shot all the way, slides it over to Zucker for the one-timer. That's 2. Now, you're talking about a Tampa team that has a top 3 penalty kill in the league, and the Sabres are going to work again against the diamond PK of the Lightning. So look at what they do. They spread out on the perimeter to get this PK stretched out when they decide to pressure. They combine some puck movement with player movement as the bumper slides into the middle. They're almost going to use this dummy little quick relief pass to get everyone in the diamond to close in, and that opens the look that they truly want on the flank with Tage Thompson, who can step in and rip it. 3-0, all on the power play. Things look good for Buffalo, but then finally Tampa starts to find their game a little bit, and a big component is off the rush. One stretch pass catches 3 Sabres behind the play and gives Kucherov a 3-on-2. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is why Corey Perry has been in the league since the dinosaurs roamed the earth. He may be in his 40s, but his IQ is why he's still in the show. Watch him with this little pick on the defender to give Kucherov the lane to step into the middle. He then peels wide to make himself an option. And how about this tidy finish? May need a stair lift to go to bed at night, but those are the hands of a former superstar in his 20s. 3-1 Buffalo, and again, it's the Sabres special teams with an answer. This time it's a shorty. They win the 50-50 battle off the face-off, and Alex Tuck puts on the burners, goes forehand, backhand, 5-0, close your damn legs for the Sabres response. Tampa says anything you can do, I can do better. How about this for some lady luck? Kucherov on the power play just completely whiffs on the shot. It Adam Banks off a skating in. It's now 4-2. Now, I don't know who pissed off Brandon Hagel tonight, but he fully decided to go at Rasmus Dahlin. First, he's going to break his twig on the back of Dahlin, and then he follows him up the ice and starts throwing punches with his glove on. This guy's insane. What is going on? I also don't know what Dahlin is saying or doing to these guys to make them absolutely lose it on him. Just last week, Malkin tried to take a baseball chop at his neck with a stick. In this game, he's eating punches with a glove on. Either way, this is when the tide started to turn for Tampa as they scored 2 straight goals. First, the former Sabres Zegmas Girgensson steps down Broadway and rips it, and then J.J. Moser follows that right up to Barrie and tie the game at 4s going into the third. It took less than a minute into the third period, too, for Tampa to take the lead. Hagel off the wall, right through the seam to Kucherov for the one-timer. It's usually Kucherov setting up those plays off the half wall. Now, a quick little tactic here by Tampa to expose Buffalo's box +1 or zone coverage. The way to exploit this 5-on-5 is to get in between or behind. And you can do this by having the forward slip up high to create a 3-2 look, which ends up creating options to expose the seam. We saw it on goal number 3 with Girgensons, and then on this Kucherov goal, it's just 2 elite players recognizing where the seams will be in this type of zone coverage. There's a reason why Tampa is also one of the best 5-on-5 teams in the game, and it's because of how well they protect the neutral zone and step up on gaps. As Buffalo looks to break out here, look at how well the first D holds the line here for Tampa, and even though the puck is advanced, Tampa's layers are right there at the next line to cut off the play entirely. It creates a turnover and eventually leads to goal number 6 for Tampa, making it 5 unanswered goals. So now, what kind of response do we see from the Sabres? Well, now how about a little tactics of their own? When you get a team as aggressive as Tampa in the neutral zone, having a winger fly out to the far blue line can help create some space and back up some pressure. That's what Buffalo does here on this play. All the winger has to do is pull in the pressure, eat it, and then feed it into the middle to catch a Sabre in stride. That's exactly what they do. Sam Carrick comes flying down the deck and rips one to make it a 1-goal game. Not even 3 minutes later, Tampa gets it right back, and of course, it's the menace himself, Brandon Hagel. He was all over it tonight to make it a 7-5 game. And just when you think you've seen it all, take a breath and watch this. We covered the Sabres in-zone tactics this season and how they run a motion or almost this positionless style of offense that gets their D off the blue line and relies on a whole bunch of exchanges up high to create confusion for the defending team. And that is exactly what they do here. Thompson, Byram, and Dahlin are all going to work off of each other up high here, and as Dahlin and Tage dive in, Byram is going to swing back up high to run a pick, and he actually does it so well that both Tampa players run into each other like it's a Timbits hockey game. Dahlin has all the space to step right in, and he makes no mistake. That's 1. Now, remember what I said about the Sabres wanting to stretch things out? Well, off a 50-50 puck, Zucker decides he's just going to take off on the chance that if the Sabres get possession, he's all alone off to the races. He bets right, comes in, goes forehand, backhand, shelf. This game is all tied up. Can you believe it? The only thing worse that could happen for Tampa right now is if they take a penalty, and guess what? They do. Sometimes you got to be good to be lucky and lucky to be good, but it is really good fundamentals here from the Sabres power play that creates their own luck. They go low to high, and look at how both the bumper and the net front presence gets in the eyes of the goalie to create 2 layers for him to try and see through traffic. Look, even gets around the first body, and he's like, are you kidding me? There's another caboose right in the way. He stands no chance of seeing this puck. It goes off the iron, bounces to Josh Doan, and he buries to give Buffalo an 8-7 lead. Absolute chaos. The KeyBank Arena is going wild. The Sabres are able to hold on, but not without the game ending in a complete circus and a scrum. But it doesn't matter because the Sabres get their 7th win in a row to take over the first spot in the Atlantic, and it's a standing ovation in Buffalo in what was the game of the year so far. It ends with a total of 15 goals scored, 5 fights, and over 100 penalty minutes in what was a total throwback of a game to the 70s and 80s. But personally, what I loved most about this game is that Buffalo never backed down. If you remember a couple years ago, they were accused of being soft and not having enough pushback when defending teammates. But you can see the maturity and growth from this core, and when they play for each other, this is the end product. It has been 15 years since the Sabres have tasted playoff hockey, and this barn is going to be an absolute zoo when they finally see their team back in the dance. This could potentially be a playoff series, and if it is, buckle up, because if it's anything like this game, we are in for a war. So, what do you think of the Buffalo Sabres this season? Do you think they could be the team to come out of the East? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to see more breakdowns or recap of all the games last week, you can check out the videos here, and make sure you subscribe to the channel while turning on notifications so that you don't miss a single thing.